It was a bright Saturday morning in a small Texas town. A group of bikers from the Brotherhood rode through the streets, raising funds for a local children's hospital. Their engines echoed through the air as they stopped near a park to rest and share laughter. Suddenly, a little girl around 7 years old ran toward them, crying. Her dress was torn, her hair messy, and fear filled her small eyes. The bikers froze, unsure of what was happening. The leader, Mike, a tough-looking man with a kind heart, knelt beside her and asked softly, "Hey, kiddo, what's wrong?" The girl took a shaky breath and whispered, "Please, arrest me." The men looked at each other in confusion. Mike gently asked, "Why would you want that, sweetheart?" Tears rolled down her cheeks as she said, "Because if you take me away, my stepdad can't hurt me again." The words cut through the group like a knife. Mike's jaw tightened. He placed his leather jacket around her shoulders and said, "You're safe with us now." The bikers knew their ride for charity had just turned into something much bigger, a mission to protect an innocent child who had found courage in the unlikeliest place. Mike and his crew took the little girl, whose name was Lily, to their clubhouse just outside town. She sat quietly on the back of Mike's bike, clutching his vest as if holding on to safety itself. Inside, the bikers wrapped her in a blanket and offered her a sandwich and hot cocoa. Slowly, Lily began to trust them and share her story. Her mother had passed away 2 years ago, and since then, her stepfather had turned cruel, shouting, breaking things, and hitting her when she cried. The room fell silent as she spoke. Mike's fists clenched in anger, but his voice remained gentle. "You did the right thing coming to us, kiddo," he said softly. Jake, one of the bikers, called his friend at the sheriff's office to report the abuse. But before help arrived, the sound of screeching tires echoed outside. Lily peeked through the window and froze. "That's his truck," she whispered in fear. Mike stood up immediately, motioning his crew to stay alert. The stepfather stormed in, yelling for Lily to come out, but stopped when he saw 10 bikers glaring at him. Mike stepped forward calmly and said, "You're not taking her anywhere." Moments later, sirens blared in the distance. Help was finally coming. Police cars stopped outside the clubhouse, their red and blue lights flashing across the street. Officer Taylor stepped out and quickly assessed the situation. Lily hid behind Mike, clutching his jacket tightly while her stepfather shouted angrily, trying to twist the story. But the officer could already tell who was telling the truth. Neighbors had reported hearing screams from the house before, confirming Lily's words. When the stepfather tried to lunge forward, 2 officers grabbed him and placed him in handcuffs. Lily flinched at the sight, but Mike gently squeezed her hand and whispered, "It's over now." Officer Taylor turned to the bikers and said, "You guys probably saved her life today." Mike gave a faint smile and replied, "We just did what anyone with a heart would do." Later, the bikers followed Lily to the Child Protection Center, refusing to leave her alone until she felt safe. As she prepared to go inside, she looked up at Mike and asked, "Will I ever see you again?" Mike took off his bandana, tied it around her wrist, and said, "Every time you look at this, remember, you've got family now." Lily smiled softly for the first time in a long while. Feeling hope returned to her heart weeks passed, and Lily was placed with a loving foster family in the same town. Her new home was filled with warmth, laughter, and safety, things she had almost forgotten existed. Every Sunday afternoon, the distant rumble of motorcycles echoed down her street, making her run to the window with excitement. The Brotherhood never forgot her. They visited often, bringing small gifts, ice cream, and stories from their rides. Mike always made sure to check if she was happy and doing well. One day, the bikers organized a charity event to rebuild the old park Lily used to visit with her mum. When it was completed, they named it Lily's Hope Park. At the opening ceremony, townspeople clapped as Lily cut the ribbon, her tiny wrist still wearing Mike's bandana. She turned to him with a bright smile and said, "You didn't just save me, you gave me a family." Mike lifted her onto his shoulders and replied with emotion in his voice, "No, kiddo, you saved us." The crowd cheered as the bikers revved their engines in salute. The sound echoed through the air like a promise that kindness and courage could change the world, one small act at a time.